Hello, welcome to, I don't even know what this is. I know a lot of you guys may be confused. You may be like, Destiny, what is this? And also, why are you out of breath? And to that, I would say, first of all, I just had to run up and down the steps a few different times, so forgive me for that. But for a little bit of context and backstory to the situation, while I hate my hair and try to fix it and hold this microphone between my knees, I am somebody who will have a ongoing note running in the Notes app, and it's basically things that randomly go through my brain that I'm like, I want to share this with somebody. I just want to talk about these things with somebody, and then I feel annoying, so then they never see the light of day, and they're just thoughts that I have that I never get to talk about because I'm just like, yeah, nobody cares about these things. So I was like, what if once a month I go through this note and I talk about just the most random things that are on my mind, because it could appeal to you guys. This type of video could just be something that you throw on in the background. It's right now in my notes, it's categorized as Destiny's Random Thoughts. I don't know what I'm going to title this video. If you guys would like me to continue doing these, let me know a name down below for the once a month that I might do these. And let's just get straight into it. I ordered like a bottle of Coke Zero yesterday, and it is now flat, and there was only like this much of it left, I kid you not. So I put some ice in a cup and had that for a little treat, because sometimes you just gotta treat yourself, okay? Speaking of treating yourself, you guys should totally treat yourself with some new luggage from today's sponsor, which is Away. Thank you so much to Away for sponsoring today's video. Traveling for me, packing is one of the things that I just need to feel secure in. Like, I need to know that I have enough space, that it can hold everything, and that it is high quality, and that is why I love using Away. There's a lot of traveling done in the summertime. I have a few places that I want to go, and I'm going to be bringing my luggage with me. This style that I have is the bigger carry-on in salt white gloss. I love the color of it. I love how neutral it is. We're truly getting such high quality. We go through a rigorous process of 30+ tests, from the shell to the wheels to the zipper, that simulate real life travel tests to ensure that you are getting the best possible quality. And Away truly thinks of everything, because you know when your suitcase is on that belt to go get it from baggage claim, or you're trying to get it up top in the airplane, the Away cases also have a little handle at the back, that way you can grab it from anywhere. I truly think of everything. And this is something that's super important to me, is that you can absolutely maximize the inside packing. They have a patented interior compression system that has a double buckle compression pad and thoughtful interior pockets to help maximize all of the inside packing. You never have to worry about keeping your belongings safe, because there is the little lock at the top that is TSA approved. All of the zippers are easy to pull, they're easy to swivel and rotate. Truly, you can tell how much Away thinks of quality when they are making their product. No one wants to struggle with your suitcase as you're rolling it through the airport. I mean, just look at how easy this thing maneuvers itself. Another thing that I have been using nonstop, because as you guys know, with traveling and then just going somewhere on my day-to-day, I literally bring so much stuff with me. So I've been using the large featherweight crossbody in salt white. I love a matching moment, especially when traveling. Those little aesthetics just do it for me. It's machine washable, and it's designed to fit more than you think in a lightweight and waterproof design. On the inside, you have a laptop sleeve. There's another little compartment inside. It's truly designed to bring so many things with you. And like I said, I am somebody who brings so much stuff on my day-to-day. For example, I'm gonna pack it a little bit and show you guys. I'm literally putting my iPad in here, and it snaps right into this pocket. I'm also gonna throw my Kindle in here. I'm always traveling with a camera and some technology, so we're sliding that in there. Zip that up, and it literally has room for so much more. So there's a hidden little strap in here that you can put in your earbuds, chapstick, anything small that you just want to keep easily accessible to you right there. You can slide in there. There's also a little separate pocket for your passport, wallet, anything that you want to keep like right here close to you, as easy to grab. There's also another pocket on the side, and it has an adjustable strap, so you can wear it either as a crossbody like so, or a lot of the times at the airport, sometimes I just like wearing it as a quick little shoulder bag from one place to the other. So if you guys are interested in treating yourself to some new luggage and travel accessories this summer to accompany all of your traveling, you guys can click the link down in the description or scan the QR code on the screen that I'm going to pop up, and you guys can get 10% off your first order at Away. I'm telling you guys, when switching to Away, I have just noticed a complete jump in quality in all of the products. Like I said, I never have to worry about sacrificing quality. Really, when it comes to Away and switching over to them, they just have so much thought that goes into every single product. Even in something like this, I actually love using this on the day-to-day. I'm using this for all of my travels. So I should definitely go check out the link in the description or the QR code on the screen. Get 10% off your first order and thank me later. Thank you so much to Away for sponsoring today's video. Okay, let's pull up this note. It hasn't been like a full month of me writing this note because I actually started this on the first bullet point. Okay, I started this on the plane ride home from when I went to the beach with my mom, right? And so I was on the plane and I was listening to music, and I had listened to New Romantics and then Down Bad. To also give this some context that is just like not needed, the week that I was flying home, like 2 days prior, Taylor Swift had just like announced that she had bought back the rights to all of her music. So like the old like non-Taylor's versions, like now everybody could like listen to. So I had been listening to the original New Romantics because it's just nostalgic for me, because I have this like specific memory tied to New Romantics of like me being in 6th grade. So I was listening to the original one on the plane ride home, and then I was listening to Down Bad, and I remembered that whenever Tortured Poets Department first came out and people were kind of like comparing callbacks to other songs and stuff that she had within the album, and that Down Bad references New Romantics, because you know the lyric in New Romantic, please take my hand and please take me dancing and please leave me stranded, it's so romantic. And then in Down Bad, how dare you think it's romantic leaving me safe and stranded, which is like a direct callback to New Romantics, right? So on the plane, I write, the difference in New Romantics versus Down Bad doesn't mean that it's just the opposite now, or that he always misinterpreted her words, the sarcasm in New Romantics that he took for what she meant. So I was thinking, when she says like, oh, leave me stranded, it's so romantic, is this like a sarcastic angle in her kind of calling back to that? Is it because he didn't understand the sarcasm, like when she would say things and like the double meaning behind them? Or is it just kind of being like, I don't know, like, how dare you do that? I don't know, like, what does this callback mean? What does this callback mean? Like, what is the root of it? And it's also weird because I'm like, it's a callback to New Romantics, but that song is like, I don't know, I never really took that song as to being about anybody. I don't know, but it was just one of those things where like sometimes after listening to a Taylor Swift song, you're like, wait, like this has a whole entire new meaning to me. Like, what does this even mean? I don't know. That was my first bullet point. Really not much more to say about that other than what do you guys think of that lyric and what does it mean? The next one I wrote on the same exact plane ride, and I said how much I actually relate to Anti-Hero and how I hate that people don't listen to it because it's one of her overplayed songs. I feel like unfortunately Anti-Hero like falls into that category with like Blank Space, Shake It Off, and what are the other like ones that were just like so popularized on her like even old albums, like maybe on Red it's like We're Never Getting Back Together, or 22, where it's like I feel like people don't really listen to those for like pure enjoyment, as in like it's so overplayed, so you're like, no, I'm gonna listen to other ones off the album, like you know what I mean, like it's in that category. And to me, I feel like people put Anti-Hero into that, or Anti-Hero, however you say it. I feel like you can say it either way. I don't know how I say it if I say it wrong. So painful for me because I have said on multiple occasions, or I'm literally just listening to the song and I'm like, I love the song and I relate to it, like that feeling of when you're listening to the song and she's kind of talking about that like feeling of being the anti-hero in her life, like to other people. Like when you actually really break down the lyrics of Anti-Hero, it's actually such a genius song, and it's probably one of my most listened to Taylor Swift songs of the recent years. It's just so played like on the radio and everything that I feel like it loses its hard, like hitting, like right here, like people just kind of go, like I feel like Fortnite is getting that a little bit, because I feel like Fortnite was the song off Tortured Poets Department that just was getting like played on all of the radio stations, you know, like that was kind of her selling song of Tortured Poets Department, in the way of like, that's like the songs that got nominated like in every award show, like it was always Fortnite. I feel like I listen to the song and I know that it is such like one of those like in the category of Shake It Off and everything, because one day my dad comes in, he was like running errands, he was driving my mom's car, and so he was listening to the radio, and then he comes in and he's talking about Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift. He was like, I've never really listened to that song before, but I was listening to it and oh my gosh, like he was like, I just like the lyrics, like it was like a little morbid. Like, of course, like shout out to my dad. He's not gonna like sit there and listen and think, and then of course I take any opportunity to be annoying, really, and I'm like, well, actually this is what it means. Like I think he was talking about like the like the chorus bridge part at the end where she's talking about like the dream that she's had. I was like explaining the song to him and he was just like nodding and was like okay. But that is my point, is that I feel like people overlook Anti-Hero because it is just so like radio played now. It is such a good song. It is such a good, and just because something's like overly played on the radio doesn't mean that it's a bad song, because obviously it's popular and like playing on the radio over and over again for a reason. But I feel like when a song is kind of like shoved down your throat like that, because like songs that are played on the radio like that, they're the same songs that when you walk into like a clothing store, they're playing the song. And sometimes like it's nice like when you walk into like a cafe and you're like, oh okay, they're playing like this song, and it's niche songs because they're not songs that you hear on the radio, they're songs that you hear in your playlist. So you're like, oh, this is a good experience. But then it's the department store music where it's like the song is so popular it's getting played in the department store. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's where like Shake It Off and all of that stuff was at. And so I was like, even though I feel like Shake It Off is like so pop, like imagine like being in like a Kohl's. I could imagine that. I feel like I did live through that life scenario multiple times in my life, like being inside of a Kohl's and just be like, to the fella over there with the hella good. Like, I just remember that. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. My back was hurting really, really bad, and I was like, I need to figure out an angle where I can just kind of like lounge back a little bit and my back not hurt. Okay, I hadn't talked about this anywhere, and it has been literally like, it's been like a month and a half since this was even announced, I'm pretty sure, or longer, maybe 2 months at this point. And it's literally been like a few weeks since this has been out. And Nintendo Switch 2. Very, very conflicted on my thoughts on it. I actually was one of the people that tuned in for the, what do you call that? What is that called? Like, on YouTube, where Nintendo went on YouTube and they, like, did a live video kind of announcing the console and announcing games and stuff. Like, obviously, there are a few games that get released with the console to make you want to buy it and all of this stuff. And here's the thing. I didn't know how I felt about it. I was very upset because I thought like for sure, either one, we were going to get a new Animal Crossing game with like the console. Like thought one of these options were going to happen. A new Animal Crossing game announced with the console, because I feel like that would have really helped in wanting to sell the console, like people wanting to buy it. Or they were going to announce that another Animal Crossing game was at least like in the making, and maybe like this holiday season, like that was going to be the game of like this upcoming holiday season. So I watched the whole entire announcement. Nothing. Like no Animal Crossing news. The only thing I think they showed in the Direct, the Nintendo Direct, is that you could like take the card from your Nintendo and put it in the Nintendo 2, like you can still play Nintendo games, and one of those that they use as an example was Animal Crossing. To me, one of Nintendo's like best-selling games throughout the like years and years has been Animal Crossing. Like DS, Wii, GameCube, like that is one of your best-selling games. So I was very, very confused that like there was just no announcement of anything new with Animal Crossing. And at this point, did Animal Crossing, it came out in 2020, and it's been 5 years at this point, right? It's been 5 years. So I'm like, I know that, was it like 7 to 10 years between the last launch, was that? Because it was for the Wii. Am I getting this information right? I know that there was like years waiting in between either the last game and the game that we have right now. I don't know. But then that made me conflicted because I honestly just, I'm so okay with I have the Nintendo Switch OLED, and before that, for years, like since 2020, I had just the Nintendo Switch that came out, and I had never bought a new one. I got the OLED last year because Isaac actually bought me the OLED because my Nintendo Switch broke. I was like, oh, I really, really like this because is it bigger? Like the OLED is a lot different from the Nintendo Switch. But then they announced a Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm like, okay, unless there's like a really just direct change that people say is worth like the amount that this console is, I personally am not going to buy it. Like, I am not going to personally spend my money on it. And I'm still conflicted because this is actually a funny story. One day I wake up early, I have to run errands, and so I'm running to the store like as soon as it opens, and I like had to get stuff like for my house, like for myself. And so I'm like bound and determined to like just like get in and out, you know. And I go in and there's like so many people lined up, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm confused. Like there was something that people were there for. And I was like, okay. And so then I start looking around and I see all of the Nintendo 2 stuff. And then I'm like, I get my phone out and I'm like, Nintendo 2 release date. It was that day. I show up at opening to this store that everybody else is there for this Nintendo Switch, and like people are like really, you know, like trying to get the console, and I'm just over here trying to get like shaving cream. And I was so confused, and then I was really flustered because like there was just a lot happening with that, obviously, because like I feel like when gaming consoles release, like there's just a lot, you know, that goes around it. And I was just like, oh, I've like put myself directly in the middle of something that I like want nothing to do with, unfortunately. Not saying like I don't like the console, don't want it. I just meant like a release day like that. Like I'm used to like release day with books where it's just like the girlies are strolling up to Barnes & Noble super casually, nothing about it. And so then I'm like coming up here and I'm like, oh, what is happening? What is going on? It's just like a lot. But since then I've been watching like different people. Like I watch Cozy K here on YouTube. I absolutely love her and her channel, and she did like a video unboxing it the other day, and I've been watching videos on people like unboxing it and talking about it. But I'm just still like, I'm disappointed that there was no new Animal Crossing game. Like I was just like no news for it even, and I'm somebody that is still playing Animal Crossing to this day. It's just like a lot to not update the game. Like the last big update was in, what was that, 2022? Was that 2022, I think, when they did the 2.0 update, and that was like 2 years after the game. And so I was like, oh, maybe like every few years their plan is to just like do a big update and kind of like do a different thing for the game. But no, they're not doing any more updates, and so I just assume that the next thing that they'll do is just like announce a new game. Who knows when that is, and who knows if there's even anything like being made like that. I don't know. Let's see what is up next. Oh, yearning for seasons. It's just such a interesting thing. Like, it's the thing in the human mind. Like, everybody obviously, like, says that they have a favorite season. And I've always said, it's funny because when I was in school, definitely high school, and everything, I used to be like, summer is my favorite season. Like, I love summer so much. And there's something about when you're young like that, like when you're a teenager, like I would make bucket lists for summer like every single year, and you just build up summer in your head. You want to know why? Because it's a break. It is a break from school for like 2 months, and you're like, yes, I'm going to pack everything into this summer. Like, I want to waste no time. Like I feel like you romanticize like every little thing, like even just like running to Target. You're like, yes, this is like the best thing ever. So when I was in school, I would always say, oh yeah, summer is my favorite season. And then I took a step back, like as I got older, and I was like, I think that was just the case because I just wasn't in school. So I was like, I don't have to worry about school, and that's the best part of summer for me, which is like a no-brainer. Like, this is like not a new thought. But if you were to ask me now, my favorite season is 100% fall. I love the like actual fall weather, because in Indiana, what happens literally like every single year is even at the start of October, you're like, I want to go to the pumpkin patch. I want to do all these fall activities, and it's literally like 80 degrees outside. Like you're going to the pumpkin patch and you want to dress like you're going to the pumpkin patch, and then you're like, it's 80 degrees and I'm sweating. Like I'm sweating, I'm not having a good time, right? And when we actually get that like crisp fall weather and the leaves are turning and it's just so cozy, and like the aesthetic of fall and Halloween, and I feel like even just the nostalgia around it, yeah, that's my favorite. That is just my favorite time of year. But I really try to pull myself in and really be in the moment, because especially like when summer comes around, I'm like, you're kind of getting out of the winter time, which is always the hardest time for me, because I love Christmas time. Like that makes the winter a little bit easier. But those months of just like, I kid you not, in Indiana, it's probably from November to probably May, like beginning of May, where it is just cold and gray every single day. You barely get any sunshine and you're just like, this is depressing. Like, this is just truly depressing. And so you're getting out of the wintertime and you're like, yes, I need spring, I need summer, I need it to be warm. But then you get into summertime and you're like, I can't wait for fall. Like, it's just the way that I yearn for the things, like it, and sometimes I just try to really take myself out of that, and I'll be like, no, be in the moment. Like, just appreciate where you're at right now. And I've been doing that. I've been trying to do that this summer, where I'll think about fall and it's like, yeah, you get excited about fall, but I really want to enjoy summertime and do like summertime activities and everything like that, because I'm like, just enjoy the moment that you're in, because I feel like it sounds silly, but even in doing that, like wanting to just jump to the next thing instead of just being present in the moment you're in, like you're wishing your life away. Like, you're never going to have like this time of your life back again. Like, it's never going to be like this ever again. So it's like, just slow down. Do, what is in the moment. Fall will come. You will have the moments of being in the fall, spirit, doing all of that stuff. Just enjoy where you're at right now in this very moment. Don't wish away the moment that you're living in right now. I feel like I've definitely been doing that this year, of just being like, yeah, I'm excited for fall, and like I'll get fall TikToks and everything like that. But it's like, I really do try to slow down, and I'm like, yeah, no, let's enjoy the moment we're in. These next few talking points kind of all turn back around to this one. Okay, so I put down on my note, thinking about deleting TikTok, ? I've actually come to a different conclusion since then, but I kind of always go back around, and I wrote this like a few weeks ago, and my thing is because when I am on TikTok and when I've been scrolling through TikTok, Instagram Reels, anything like that, when I am able to literally like rip myself away, because that's what it feels like. It literally feels like when you go down that rabbit hole of scrolling on TikTok or like Instagram Reels or anything, you have to literally like peel yourself off of it. And then I just feel like so low. Like, that's what I would say. I don't feel mentally well. Like, when I literally close the app and I'm just like sitting there for a second, I don't feel like it's done anything mentally good for me. I feel like it causes me a lot of anxiety. It kind of causes me to spiral a little bit for many different reasons, because I feel like sometimes just coming in contact with so much content on there, and I said this kind of in my own mind, that I genuinely, like, when I think of social media and like wanting to like be off of it, I never think of YouTube or Pinterest, because yes, YouTube is a form of social media. However, to me, the difference between YouTube and TikTok, or like even Instagram Reels and stuff like that, is that on YouTube, like, yes, you can go find new videos, but you are pretty much just seeking out content from the people that you like to watch. Like, watching the videos, like, it's more of a subconscious choice. Like, I am choosing to watch this person's video because it's going to bring me comfort, a good time, and all of that stuff. Obviously, you can like be in a mood, and sometimes you'll pick videos maybe on YouTube that like aren't going to leave you feeling the best, but it's more of a conscious decision though. Like, you made the conscious decision, and that video maybe didn't make you feel the best. But for the most part, I would say, like, when you are on YouTube, you are seeking out content that you know that you like. And it's just a different format of YouTube because it's long form. You're seeking out stuff from creators that you like to watch, versus TikTok, you're scrolling. And I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I feel like majority of people are just scrolling on the For You page. So you're not even necessarily like seeing the content from the creators that you're following on TikTok. Like, yes, they could pop up on your For You page because your For You page is based off of an algorithm. And if you interact with a lot of content from your favorite content creators, yes, they can pop up, but they're not the only people. Like, you're not just intaking content from people that you like to see. You are intaking content from literally everybody in the matter of like 10 seconds. And then you're scrolling on, and like, if you're sitting there and scrolling through TikTok for like 30 minutes, do you know how much content you have just like taken in 30 minutes? And one, I just don't feel like we're meant to do that. I don't know. Two, I am a user of the not interested button. I try to really tailor my algorithm, and when something is negative, or when there's just maybe like somebody that pops up and I'm like, I just feel like this is a negative person, I'm like, not interested. I use that button all the time. It does not matter how many times I'm using the not interested button, and sometimes I'm like with me interacting with this, using that I'm not interested, is this going to bring more content like this up on my For You page anyway? Like, should I just not interact with it at all? I thought that the not interested button was making it where it didn't show me these things. I just feel so drained coming off of TikTok because I just feel like there are obviously like I follow good content creators on there. There's so many different things, and honestly, like nowadays I feel like people use TikTok instead of like Google. Like I feel like people will like go on TikTok and look up how to do something or look up something, and it's I guess more user friendly in that way because you have somebody like kind of actually explaining something to you. You can kind of see it. It's explained to you within a matter of like 15 to 30 seconds and all of that, right? But I've just been thinking about like going off of TikTok scrolling wise, because it's also hard as somebody that like this is the realm of your job, because I feel like for years I try to post on TikTok and then I get scared because I just feel like it is more of a like negative playground for like different things that could potentially like happen or be said about you on there. Like I feel like TikTok is way different from YouTube. I don't know, like audiences on there and stuff and people that scroll on there. It just feels different for me. Like the energy feels different. And so I'll go through seasons of being like, yes, I should try to make content on TikTok because that is just what we're doing now. Like that, like short form content does kind of rule over a lot of things, and it makes sense as somebody whose job is to like try to make short form content. But then I get like literal fear, like guys, I'm not joking, and it sounds so dramatic, literal fear to even like open the app. After I post a video, I have like I don't even want to open the app. I don't want any notifications. I actually have no notifications on for anything on my phone. The only notification that I have is sometimes I let messages come through. That's literally it, because or sometimes if my phone's not on do not disturb, messages come through. But I literally had to take away notifications because like even just getting notifications would spark my heart rate. Like it was like things like that where I was like, this is just mentally not good for me at all. But then it's like this battle, like I said, for somebody who, like you look at these things analytically and you're like, it makes sense to kind of evolve with the times. Like people like short form content, like maybe you should add that into the rotation of your content. And it's just scary. But I kind of had this thought I had heard somebody say this somewhere like months ago, and they were talking about how like they have a device that is not their phone. And maybe even Emma Chamberlain was saying this. I think I was listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast, and she was talking about how she doesn't have like any social medias on her phone. And like I have my computer, I have my iPad for work, and it would be like if I took social medias off of my phone and only had them on my iPad, because like obviously I'm always carrying my phone with me. I'm not always carrying my iPad with me. So it would be like if you are going to have like an allotted time where you're scrolling or like just need to post something, like if you're like, oh, I'm going to post on Instagram, okay, well, let me like go grab my iPad. It makes it more of like a separation thing too, because like even when you're out in public, like I'm not bringing my iPad out in public with me. Like that's just not happening unless I was like working at a coffee shop or something. But you always have your phone. So if you take that off of this device and make it where it's like just on something completely different, but you still have them, but they're just on something different, kind of separates a little bit. And so I've thought about doing that. And I kind of think I am going to do that and just kind of take them off of my phone, because also sometimes I notice myself doing this, and I know it's the same thing for so many people, where you're just like, even just in the middle of doing something and your brain catches and sees the little icon on Instagram or TikTok, and you just click on it, not even because you want to, like your brain just does it, like it's like a habit, and you just click on it and then you just start scrolling like mindlessly, like without even thinking about it. And sometimes I take a step back and I'm like, that is crazy. Like that is like crazy that I am doing that. Like, and I'm gaining nothing from it except misery. Like that's like most of the time I'm just like, I'm seeing stuff or coming across stuff and I'm like, this has made my anxiety way worse. And I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. And obviously I'm not saying like every single thing on social media, because like I said, I follow my friends on social media. I love keeping up with them. And that's what really keeps me on socials, is like creators that I like. And obviously my friends, I'm like, oh yeah, I like keeping up with them. But like, even when you scroll through Instagram now, and this has been the case for years, it's like you no longer just get the people you follow. Like I swear more times than not, I am getting a bunch of stuff from people that I don't even know, that I've never seen or heard before in my life, than I am the people that I am am following on the app. So that's been my dilemma. But I was saying it's funny because the rest of the talking points all kind of stemmed from TikTok and things that I had seen on TikTok before I kind of like have went on a hiatus, because honestly, I have not been really on Instagram or TikTok. And like, if I have been, it's been for like 2 minutes, and I'll just kind of like quickly scroll and then I get off the app because like the anxiety with it is just so bad lately that for the past few weeks, I just haven't been on there. But all of these other talking points that I have stemmed from stuff that I had seen on TikTok, which I just think is ironic. Not knowing how to dress in warm seasons. And this is something I'm thinking about. Obviously this summer it's different because I'm also pregnant. So it's like, yeah, anything that I wear, I'm in that phase of life where just like nothing fits me. And I do have like whole entire breakdowns over it every day where I'm like, I don't know what to wear. And then I put on an outfit and I'm just like, I'm out there. You know, like I'm out there and I don't know. I'm like, does this even look cute? Like, you know, I'm just having all of these things. But every summer, I honestly go through this where I'm like, I love summer. I love how warm it is. But I feel like I do not know how to dress when it is hot outside. Like, I feel like winter and fall, I can put an outfit together. I can look all day and be like, yes, this sweater, this like these shoes, like I have so many curated outfit inspirations on Pinterest, and I can go in my closet and I can make an outfit when it's like the fall and winter time, right? The summer, I'm going in my closet and I'm scratching my head and I'm like, is simple just better, or should I be like trying to do something out of the box? You know what I think I'm missing? Accessories. I have said this so many times just to myself and to other people that I'm like, I would like to get into more accessories. Like I would like to get into rings. I'm saying that as like, I just have my Aura ring on because this thing just like stays on my finger, but I get really paranoid with my nice rings, which is like this ring that I always wear on this finger, and then my engagement ring. I like put them up when I am working out in the morning. And then like when I'm cooking and stuff, I take them off. So I was just cooking and stuff this morning, so I don't have them on because I just get scared to like do anything to them. I should like get into like watches and bracelets and earrings and rings, like, because even if I dressed in a like simple outfit, it just being like, I don't know, like a t-shirt and shorts or a t-shirt and pants, accessories can take it a long way, which is true. Like these things are true. But I'm like, where do I buy these things at? Like, where do I buy these things? And like, how do I make them look cute, you know? And then I'm like, oh, I should buy these things. And then I'm like, no, I just shouldn't. But then I'm like, yeah, you should. But it just all stems from the fact of like, I feel like in the summertime, I do not know how to dress. And then I go on Pinterest and I'm like, okay, summer outfits aesthetic, you know, looking at the basics. And I'm like, accessories. That is what the girlies are doing. They are accessorizing. They're wearing simple outfits, but they are accessorizing. And in the fall and winter time, you kind of got too much going on to accessorize. So the accessories are the clothes and you can just put on more, which is what I'm comfortable with. And I'm just like, every summer when this comes around, I always feel this a little bit. This summer it's just worse, and I'm just kind of like, it's a little bit different because, again, being pregnant, you're just like, yeah, I don't know what to wear. I'm trying, but like, I feel like I only fit in these flowy pants, and I never even wear shorts because like, I just can't fit into them. And I'm not going to keep buying shorts. Like, I don't want to keep buying clothes that I just feel like I won't be like fitting into later on, you know? So that's a just non-important dilemma that I go through. And I don't know if anybody else is like that, where you just feel like, yes, I am like, that's what I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now. I'm like, I'm comfortable in cold weather clothes. Oh, this next one is a fun one. Nostalgia will be the death of me. Yes. Specifically, the strongest sense of nostalgia, I'm gonna put you at 2012 to 2014, that time era. That's what's gonna get me one day. But also a little bit of 2019, like the Visco Girl summer. We were there, you know, like you just had to be there. And that was probably like one of the summers that I'm like, oh yeah, that was fun, because I just feel like everybody that summer was romanticizing summer. And that was the summer that Stranger Things season 3 came out, which is my favorite season of Stranger Things. That summer was just like so colorful, like the oversized t-shirts, the scrunchies, the like slushies, like the oh my, I literally like what brought the specific 2019 thought on was because I got a TikTok and it was like a 2019 TikTok audio. I think it's is it the song? I forget what the song is, but I remember, and this is like when TikTok first like became a thing. What TikTok was when it first even started being an app that people were like going back onto. These were like, I'm not talking the Renegade. This was before that era. This like, you had to be on TikTok summer of 2019 to understand what I'm talking about. it was so good. Like, it was so good, and I feel like it romanticized that summer so heavily. But specifically 2012 to like 2014, 2015, I was in elementary school, and I quite literally say this is where my life peaks. Like, this is where my happiness in life peaked. I get TikToks, and it's like songs from that time period with like pictures and just like nostalgic things. Like, I got a TikTok the other day. I got a TikTok. The thought that brought this on was because it was a TikTok, and it was like things you might have forgotten from, like that era. And I literally almost had like a full crash out. I don't know why. The pink yoga pants and the pink dogs, like the Victoria's Secret pink is what I'm talking about. That specific aesthetic, something about them. I have had my Pinterest since I was literally like 10 years old. And I, unfortunately, like a few years ago, I deleted a bunch of my boards, and I was like, I don't know why I did that, because they were so nostalgic for me. Like, I still have 1 to 2 of them, like boards that I've had since I was like 10. And I like scroll all the way to the bottom of them, and I'm just like, this is so hilarious. Like, I had a board called Food that I now use for like meal prep inspo. Like, whenever I'm like, oh, what meal should I make for dinner this week? And I go on that Pinterest board, like I save like meal ideas on there. But it's funny because I'll scroll to the bottom, and it's like pictures of pizza or like Starbucks Frappuccinos. Like, it was just really like the cotton candy Starbucks Frappuccinos and the vanilla bean Frappuccino with that specific Instagram filter on it. Like, that's what's on those Pinterest boards, or just like those donuts that all of the beauty gurus out in LA, like Alicia Marie and them, they used to go to the specific donut shop. I don't know what the name of it is, but like the one that was like pandas, or it had like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Fruity Pebbles on it. You guys know what I mean. If you were there, you were there, Just like little things like that lived on the Pinterest board. I used to have these freaking Victoria's Secret pink dogs. Like, I had a Pinterest board filled with them, of like people taking pictures of like all of the Victoria's Secret pink body mists, and the dogs, and like the pink and white striped like runway little like robe. Like, something about that, like, because I was romanticizing being a teenager, because these people that were posting it were teenagers, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is going to be me as a teenager. Of course, I didn't understand like eras, like every year just things change and aesthetics and everything. But it was just so good. The baby lips chapsticks, I can't. Crackle nail polish, being obsessed with Tumblr. Yeah, that was all me. Oh, those freaking phone cases. I also used to have a Pinterest board. I just wish I wouldn't have deleted them, because sometimes I get like organization brain, where I think what happened was I saw all of these Pinterest boards, and I was like, I'm never going to use these again. Like, why are they just sitting here? I wish I wouldn't have deleted them, because like I literally had a Pinterest board that just was like phone cases, and it was like all of the like 2012, like the freaking like teddy bear phone cases, the Starbucks Frappuccino phone cases that were like those rubber silicone phone cases. Oh my gosh, like that was me. I loved that. The Keep Calm era. Keep Calm and then Just Girly Things. I would say, like, I would probably change the wallpaper to my iPad, because I didn't have a phone. I had an iPad, and it was an iPad mini that I had since I think I was 10. I think I got it when I was 10. And I would change the wallpaper on it every day. I would get a different, like, Keep Calm screen, like the Keep Calm and, like, Eat Pizza. Like, some, like, Keep Calm and Mustache. I don't know what the obsession with like mustaches and chevron and business casual was in like that time era. I literally don't know. It needs to be studied. I don't know why everybody wanted the chunky necklaces and to look like they were clocking in at the office. Like, that is what the style was. Or the skater skirts, galaxy leggings, like we all know, like the chevron everywhere. Like, that was just like, that's honestly something like, like when you look back at like 80s fashion, 90s fashion, you're like, oh, trends are coming back. Like people are kind of dressing like this in the 2000s and this from the 90s. I don't think, or I don't foresee us being like, you know what, I need a good chevron. I need a good chevron printed like chiffon shirt. I don't think that we're going to go back there. The feathers in your hair. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's this thing. This just brought back something, because this is something our school would do. We would have our entrepreneur. Okay, that word's going to be hard for me to say. Entrepreneur day. Basically what it was our school's way of like encouraging like small business. This is so niche. This is when I was in elementary school. So like, in your classroom, you would come up with, I think we were in different groups, like you would get assigned a group, and basically you would come up with an idea of something to make and sell. Obviously, I lived in the era of a lot of people were doing duct tape wallets. A lot of people were doing duct tape wallets, cases, things like that. I remember one year we did soap. I think I was in a group and we did soap one year, but it was honestly, it was a really, really good and fun day at school because I think it like made money for the school. And basically what you would do, it would make money for the school, but we would make this stuff. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, you would come up with like an idea of like something you were going to sell. And then on the day, like Entrepreneur Day, everybody would like turn their classrooms, you would get the table and you would set up your little like booth, and people would go around and they would buy stuff from the booth. Like you could go around and you would have your allotted time to walk around the whole entire school, everybody was doing it, and you would buy stuff from everybody's booths. And that was like the thing. And I remember one year somebody was doing the little feather hair, like that was like what they were selling, and I got one and did not tell my parents I was getting it. And I remember I had to take it out when I got home from school. I just remember that. Oh my gosh, so the EO's lip balm, the Bailey Bow Uggs. EO's lip balm, Bailey Bow Uggs, the chunky like infinity scarves, like that was just such a I don't know. I remember when Uggs had their resurgence like a few years ago, and I was like, wow, I didn't think that we would see like just genuine like popularization of Uggs again. Flappy Bird, remember, like that was a whole entire thing because Flappy Bird got removed off the App Store, and like people were selling phones that still had Flappy Bird on them for like hundreds of dollars. And now you can like go play it at Dave & Buster's. Melting crayons into art. Yeah, guilty, definitely did. The Fault in Our Stars. What about the book and the movie The Fault in Our Stars? And I talked about this a few months ago, or it might have been a year ago now, when I reread like my favorite books from my childhood, and I read The Fault in Our Stars in elementary school because I was on Tumblr and Pinterest, and everybody was like, okay, like, that whole entire thing. People loved this movie. Like this was such a widely talked about, and like when you go back to this era, like people talking about The Fault in Our Stars, it was such a thing. It was like a time capsule for that time period. You know what else? I also found another one that I had saved, and it was like When the Clock Strikes, and then it started at 2012, and there was one obviously like the Starbucks Frappuccino specifically. What was it about the Starbucks Frappuccinos that everybody was like, need to go to Starbucks, need to get a Frappuccino, which is just a milkshake, in the mornings, and like take a picture of it before school. And like the rainbow loom. Oh, y'all, I would clock into my rainbow loom. I would literally clock in and make bracelets for people. Same thing with the duct tape. I would beg my parents. I'd be like, Mom, Dad, please. There were a few things I would do as a child. This is what I would do. I would beg to be taken to Barnes & Noble. That's just, nothing's ever changed about me, right? I would beg to be taken to Walmart, and I was like, please guys, can you please buy me some duct tape? My parents would buy me like 3 different rolls of duct tape, and I won that day. Like I was like, I cannot believe my parents just bought me 3 rolls of duct tape. Looking from my parents' perspective, the duct tape was probably like, I think I remember it being like $2 like a roll, and my parents would like buy me like 3 rolls of it, and they were like, girl, like we just bought her 3 rolls of duct tape. Like my dad was really confused by it, and I was like over the moon. Like that was the little things. And I remember one year, I think my mom or dad or somebody had went to the mall, and in the middle, like one of those middle kiosks, they had bought me a rainbow loom set, and they came home with it, and they were like, hey, like bought you this rainbow loom set. And I was like, oh, like I was literally like, imagine just like 10, 11-year-old me crashing out over this. Like I was like, I can't believe this. I would make bracelets. I would sit there for hours, like after school, just getting like cramps in my hands. Like my hands were just stuck like this. And I was making bracelets. I would go to school the next day and hand out these bracelets. Like not even ask for anything. I was just like, here's some bracelets. I would make bracelets. Like my brother was really, really, really into shoes, right? So I knew like when he would get new shoes, I would make him bracelets to match his new shoes for him to wear to school. That's what I was doing. I wasn't big into the silly bands. Like that wasn't my thing. The rainbow loom, that was my thing. That was absolutely my thing. 7 Supergirls. Let me know if y'all watched 7 Supergirls. I just remember being a kid and being so obsessed with 7 Supergirls in elementary school, like, which is during this time period, by the way, like I've already said. I watched Alicia Marie and I watched Seven Supergirls. Those were like my mains. That's what I kept up with on YouTube, right? And Kaylin specifically, like her room, that was such like that was such a thing for me. It's so funny because these fashion collages are still made on Pinterest and I'm still saving them. They're just like now outfits that I would wear now. But I've been doing this since I was 10 years old, where people would post like these, like, but they were this specific, like for this time, where it was like a tank top with like a donut illustration on it and like a Starbucks Frappuccino and like your phone case, like in Converse, like that, or Vans. That was just like, and here's the thing, this specific time period, like I'm talking about it, when I am feeling down, I go back and rewatch like old Alicia Marie videos from this specific time era, because again, she was like into all of that stuff, and it's like, I don't know, it's just something visually for me to like apply the nostalgia to. Going down memory lane with this, like this specific time period, this nostalgia will be the death of me. I don't know what it is about it. That was crazy. I don't know. I just like feel like I talked about that for like a good 20 minutes about like 2014, 2015. Oh my gosh. Just like a peak of my life. This also stems from a TikTok that I had gotten. Childhood books I recently rediscovered. Because if you were to ask me like what books did you read in your childhood, I would name off a few. I would be like, oh yeah, Junie B. Jones, Dork Diaries, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Magic Treehouse books, things of that nature. But then I got a TikTok and it was like early 2000s children book series that I still think about. And then I rediscovered series that I had read, and I was like, this is crazy, like I forgot about these. First of all, Judy Moody, I forgot like that. I loved those books, like I literally forgot all about those. The freaking Rainbow Magic books. The Rainbow Magic books were my jam. When there was a book fair, I was going straight to those. I was like, yes. I also got the book fair. The book fair at school was genuinely like one of the best times of my life. I've always been, I've told you guys this so many times. I have loved reading my entire life. That has never went away. Like I've always been able to just read books and love to read. And like the book fair was exciting for every kid. Like that's a universal experience. Like anybody who sits there and talks about the, book fair, they're like, yeah. It was different for me, y'all. I was like, thank you. I would always beg my parents, like, can we go to Barnes? Can we go to Walmart? Because they also sold books like there, wherever they sold books. I was like, can we go? Like that was like rewards. Like for like if I had done good at school or whatever, my parents would, let me get books and everything, or they would take me every once in a while to Barnes and I would be like over the moon. So when it was book fair day, my parents would split it up, because usually you went like 2 times throughout the week, right? You'd be like, first day is this day, and then you kind of have the second day, because sometimes like you used that first day to scout out what you wanted, and then you asked your parents for like the money to be like, because you knew what you wanted this one thing, right? So you went like 2 times. My parents would split it up. They'd be like, here's some money for this time, and then here's some money for that time, because it was like the one thing in life that I was super passionate about. The A to Z mysteries. When I saw this picture, I was like, I freaking forgot. One of my teachers like one year had all of them, and it was like my life's mission to read all of the A to Z mystery. Katie Kazoo is one that I really forgot about, and then I saw that cover and I was like I truly forgot that I was reading these books. Those are all of the ones that I was like, these are like deep cuts, I feel like, that I had just forgot about, which was crazy. So I just had to share that with you guys. If you guys like this, let me know. We can make this like a monthly thing to do. Also, I don't know, leave name suggestions down below if you want this to be like a series. I would love to like actually have it named. That way we all know like when I'm posting it and stuff. If you hated it, I would ask you just to not say that to me. Do you have anything to add before we leave?